Let's talk about the Chicago Bears ratings in Madden 21. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. And here I'm going to be going over all of the ratings for pretty much all the major Bears players in Madden, as well as the Bears team ratings. So before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I do post a lot of Bears content on the channel. You don't want to miss out, folks. So with that being said, also follow me on my social media links down below and on the screen. As always, my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Follow me on there and reach out if you have questions. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with the player ratings first, and then we'll get into the team ratings, okay? And then so we'll start with the offensive side of the ball, then the defensive side, and we'll talk about the team ratings, okay? So with the offense, let's start with the offense, okay? And let me just say, Madden also doesn't know who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Bears, just like we don't at this point, because they basically gave Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles the same rating. Okay, Mitch Trubisky got a slight advantage with a 1 point higher increase in his rating, a 72 compared to a 71 for Nick Foles, but it's pretty much the same rating, okay? And quick thoughts on that. I mean, not too surprised. I think Mitch Trubisky in Madden 20 was a 75, so they took him down a little bit. And here's the thing, at this point, I'm not surprised because Mitch Trubisky has to go out and prove himself. He does. He had a down year last year, and you got to pick yourself back up, and you got to prove yourself if you want to obviously be respected, certainly by the NFL and fans, but also by Madden, okay? But I'm actually surprised they gave him a higher rating than Nick Foles. I would have thought they would have given Nick Foles a higher rating, but I guess they saw what I saw last year with the Jaguars and what a lot of people saw, which is Nick Foles really struggled. Now, we know he was hurt, but he did not have a good season last year with the Jaguars. So, again, it's a mess for the Bears in terms of the ratings at the quarterback position because, again, Madden is also not trying to guess. So we'll see who ends up being the starting quarterback. Let's move on to running back. They gave David Montgomery a 78. And I probably would have said an 80 for David Montgomery. I think David Montgomery, with all of the things working against him, still had a decent rookie season. But, I can't complain too much about 78. Again, didn't get 1,000 yards rushing. Pretty poor yards per carry with 3.7. So, okay, fine. But I would have said 80. Tariq Cohen with the 77. Can't really argue too much there. I would have thought it would be actually lower, maybe a 76 or 75. Receivers. Allen Robinson gets an 89. Now, here's my big issue with this. Allen Robinson should absolutely be 90 plus. He is a top 10 receiver in the NFL, and he should not have gotten an 89. To me, Allen Robinson is probably a 91, 92, so that's too low for me. And compared to the top 10 receivers that they have, they have Stephon Diggs at a 92, just to give you an example. And Allen Robinson, to me, is better than Stephon Diggs. So A-Rob should be a 91, 92, certainly above a 90. Anthony Miller gets a 76. I think it's a little low for him. I would have given Anthony Miller maybe like a 78, 77 even, but again, 76. Didn't have a great year last year. I guess that's why they did that. So fine, so be it. Tight end Jimmy Graham, a 78. That is too high for Jimmy Graham. Way too high. Jimmy Graham should have gotten probably like a 73. Cole Kmet got a 70. Fine, I'm gonna put Cole Kmet over Jimmy Graham. He's just a rookie, but you guys know how I feel about Jimmy Graham. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but 78 is a little too high. I'd probably say 75, okay? And in terms of the offensive line here, Cody Whitehair and Charles Leno got the same grade, which should not be the case. Cody Whitehair at 81 is way too low. Way too low. He should be getting way higher than 81. Certainly should be over Charles Leno. So I had a big issue there. So there you have it, though, with the offense. So, again, major issues was Allen Robinson's rating. All right, let's quickly switch over to the defensive side of the football. And, of course, you got the highest-rated player on the Bears on the defensive side. A lot of the highest-rated players are on the defense side is Khalil Mack. Obviously, no surprise there. He was not a 99. He's a 97, as you can see. And you know what? Obviously, Madden probably did this because he had a down year in terms of sacks last year. Fine, Madden, okay. And I'm not going to give you too many issues there if you want to do that. But let's talk about the other positions, okay? Because now I have an issue. Eddie Jackson got an 89. So similar to Allen Robinson, Eddie Jackson got the same grade, 89. Eddie Jackson should be a 90 plus. He's a top 5 safety, and he was not rated as one. The disrespect for Eddie Jackson continues. It continues. Go listen to what other NFL players say about Eddie Jackson. They all think he's a top 5 safety, but Madden, you don't. And that's a big issue. So Eddie Jackson should be higher than 89. Akeem Hicks, 88, fine with it. Kyle Fuller, 85, a little too low. A little too low for me. Probably give him an 87, 88. So 85 is a little too low. Eddie Goldman's an 84. Roquan Smith, 83. That also feels a little too low. Maybe 85 for Roquan Smith, okay? Robert Quinn, 82. That's also too low. 85 for Robert Quinn or higher. So not with that. But those are the main things that stand out for me in terms of the defensive side of the football. So again, Eddie Jackson, too low. Kyle Fuller, too low. Robert Quinn, too low. I combined Roquan and Robert Quinn. Roquan Smith also too low. So to me, too low with a lot of the defensive players rated. And finally, let's talk about the Bears as a team. And I was very surprised here, pleasantly surprised, I might add, because the Bears were ranked the 11th best team in Madden, which is exactly the range I have the Bears in terms of stacking up with all of the other NFL teams, right? I have the Bears somewhere in that, 11 to 15 best teams in the NFL range. And obviously with the potential to do way more, but Madden actually gave them respect. And they gave them so much respect, they actually are the highest rated team in the division. They're tied with the Packers, but according to Madden, it's giving the Bears an advantage. So they're at an 81 overall. That is their overall rating. And their defense got an 85, which is tied for the highest in the game. So they're tied for first with the Chargers. I'm not sure why they're tied with the Chargers. Their defense, I believe, is better than the Chargers, though the Chargers' defense is very solid. But I would have the Bears alone at number 1. So, again, got no issues with them being at number 1 because that's where I would have them. But the Chargers are tied with them. And then on the offense, they got a 79, which is one of the lowest in the games. But it's actually still not as low as I would have thought. I thought the Bears' offense would literally get like 75. So I thought the defense would get 85. And the offense would get like a 75. So like 79, I'll take it. I'll take it because obviously the offense is the weak point in terms of both groups. But I was pleasantly surprised. So you know what, Madden? I was mad. I'm still mad about some of the ratings like Allen Robinson or Eddie Jackson. But overall, I can't complain too much about the team ratings because they got that exactly right in terms of where they placed the Bears in terms of all the other teams in the NFL and in terms of the division. So got no issues there. Defense got no issues there. Offense, I actually have no issues because you ranked us more than I would have thought. So overall, those are my thoughts, guys, on the Bears Madden ratings. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.